Hello students, I am going to start next topic of your syllabus, that is drugs acting on ANS in the subject Medicinal Chemistry 1 of 4th Sem BPharm. And to understand how drugs act on ANS, first we have to clear what is ANS and how it works, and that we will see in today's video tutorial, which is about introduction to ANS. ANS means autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system in short is also known as ANS. So, to understand ANS, first we have to see what is nervous system. The nervous system is concerned with initiation, control and coordination of various body functions. Means every body function is initiated and controlled and coordinated by nervous system of our body. And functionally, nervous system is classified into two classes, that is autonomic nervous system means ANS and somatic nervous system means SNS. ANS is further subclassified into parasympathetic and sympathetic system that we will see in the last of this video tutorial. First, we will see what is ANS and SNS. ANS, autonomic nervous system, is supplied to all organs except skeletal muscles, and SNS is supplied only to skeletal muscles. SNS is supplied only to skeletal muscles and ANS is supplied to all organs other than skeletal muscles. And we know that we can move our skeletal muscles, means our hands, arms and feet as we want, means their movement is under our control, means we can move our skeletal muscles voluntarily. So, SNS is voluntary in nature. And other organs other than skeletal muscles, means can say our heart or kidney or lung or liver, their functions are not under our control. We cannot control their functions, means their functions are involuntary in nature. So, ANS is involuntary in nature. Autonomic nervous system controls and regulates the internal organs without any conscious recognition by the organism. So, it is also known as visceral or involuntary nervous system. Means how our heart works, that is not under our consciousness. It unconsciously. We cannot know how our heart works consciously. Means the function of autonomic nervous system is involuntary in nature and unconscious. So, ANS is also known as visceral or involuntary nervous system. It supplies all the internal organs including blood vessels, stomach, intestine, lung, kidney, bladder, salivary gland and digestive glands, etc. Means we have seen that it supplied to all organs other than skeletal muscles. It controls all involuntary actions in our body and helps to maintain the constancy of the internal environment. Means it protects our internal environment to change. It maintains it in unchanged condition. Constancy means in unchanged condition. It maintains internal environment of our body. ANS provides homeostasis for the regulation of all metabolic changes in the body. Homeostasis means equilibrium. It maintains equilibrium of our metabolic functions. Now, who controls these ANS? So, hypothalamus, which is a part of our brain controls and coordinates ANS, and ANS works through nerves, ganglia and plexus. We know that functional unit of nervous system is neuron, and nerve is made up of many neurons. What is ganglia? Ganglia is accumulation of neurons, and plexus means network of vessels or network of nerves is known as plexus. Means ANS works through neurons, nerves, ganglia and plexus. ANS can be divided into main two divisions, which are parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. Nerves which origin from our spinal cords, starting from brain. First 8 nerves are known as cervical nerves. Then next 12 nerves are known as thoracic nerves. Next 5 nerves are known as lumbar nerves. And next nerves are known as sacral. Last nerves are known as sacral nerves. Means starting from brain, cervical nerves, thoracic nerves, lumbar nerves, sacral nerves. You can see here in the figure. Parasympathetic nervous system consists of 4 cranial nerves, number 3, 7, 9 and 10, and 3 sacral nerves, S3, S4 and S5. While sympathetic nervous system consists of the thoracic nerves T1 to T12 and 3 lumbar nerves L1 to L3. Thus, we can say that parasympathetic system is craniosacral because it is made up of cranial nerves and sacral nerves. So, it is known as craniosacral, and sympathetic system is known as thoracic lumbar because it is made up of thoracic nerves and lumbar nerves in position. Parasympathetic system is craniosacral while sympathetic nervous system is thoracic lumbar in position. All autonomic nerves coming out from the spinal cord or brain terminate in ganglia, means they end in ganglia. So now from CNS to ganglia is known as preganglionic nerve. Pre means before. The nerve before ganglia, preganglionic nerve. And from ganglion, another nerve starts and innervates into particular organ. This nerve from ganglion to organ is known as postganglionic nerve. Means nerve after ganglion. I have said that ganglion is accumulation of neurons at the specific part of the nerves. So, nerve from their origin means CNS, means either spinal cord or brain. From CNS to ganglia is known as preganglionic nerve, and from ganglia to its effector organ is known as postganglionic nerve. Here in figure you can see CNS, then ganglion and then target. Now see here in parasympathetic nerve, the ganglion is away from the CNS, while in sympathetic nerve, ganglion is near to CNS. So, in parasympathetic system, preganglionic nerve is longer than postganglionic nerve, and vice versa in sympathetic system. Means in sympathetic system, preganglionic nerve is short than its postganglionic part. Right? In parasympathetic nervous system, ganglion lies near the organ or within the organ itself. So, in parasympathetic nervous system, preganglionic fiber is longer than its postganglionic fiber, and vice versa in the sympathetic system. Now, neurotransmitter. What is neurotransmitter? Are just chemicals which transmit signals through the nerves, are known as neurotransmitters. So, neurotransmitter released from preganglionic fiber in parasympathetic system is acetylcholine, as well as in sympathetic system is also acetylcholine. Means in every preganglion, from every preganglionic fibers, neurotransmitter released is acetylcholine. While in neurotransmitter released from postganglionic fibers in parasympathetic system is acetylcholine, while in sympathetic system is noradrenaline. So, depending on the neurotransmitter released from postganglionic fibers, the parasympathetic system is known as cholinergic because here the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. So, cholinergic. And in sympathetic system, the neurotransmitter is noradrenaline. So, adrenergic. So, adrenergic system. You can see in the figure, in parasympathetic and sympathetic, from preganglionic fiber, the neurotransmitter release is same, which is acetylcholine. While in postganglionic, now in parasympathetic system, it is the acetylcholine, so it is known as cholinergic. While in sympathetic system, it is NE, means noradrenaline, so it is known as adrenergic system. Most of the organs have a dual supply, both parasympathetic and sympathetic system innervate them, and both systems are in a state of dynamic equilibrium. Means in most of the organs, both of these systems, parasympathetic and sympathetic, works combinedly in a state of dynamic equilibrium to maintain their function. Under normal conditions, parasympathetic system controls the activity. Not most of the time, but not always. Although it may not always be true. Most of the times, under normal conditions, parasympathetic system controls the activity, but there are also some exceptions. And the conditions of stress, emotions, etc. generally increase sympathetic tone. Means in the condition of stress and emotions, the sympathetic system controls the condition of stress and emotion. So, functionally, parasympathetic system is in general excitatory in nature, while sympathetic system is inhibitory in nature. Thus, stimulation of parasympathetic system produces either contraction of muscles or increase in secretions from the gland. Excitatory means contraction, muscle contraction, and increase in secretion from the gland. And inhibitory means muscle relaxation and decrease in secretion of the gland. However, some exceptions are there, which are heart and blood vessels. The effects in heart and blood vessels are opposite. Parasympathetic system is excitatory in nature and sympathetic system is inhibitory in nature. Excitatory means muscle contraction and increase in gland secretions, and inhibitory means muscle relaxation and decrease in gland secretions. But the exceptions are heart and blood vessels. Means parasympathetic system has inhibitory action on heart and blood vessels, and sympathetic system has excitatory action on heart and blood vessels. Drugs acting on ANS can be classified into main four classes: parasympathomimetic, parasympatholytic, sympathomimetic, and sympatholytic. Mimetic means to mimic, means to copy, and lytic means to oppose or to antagonize. As simple as that. Parasympathomimetic drugs means the drugs which produce action similar to that of parasympathomimetic stimulation, parasympathetic stimulation. And parasympatholytic means the drugs which inhibit or block actions of cholinergic agents at postganglionic nerve ending of parasympathetic nerve. Means the drugs which inhibit or block the actions of parasympathetic stimulation is known as parasympatholytic drugs. Similar in the case of sympathetic system, sympathomimetic drugs mimic means produce action similar to sympathetic stimulation, and sympatholytic drugs antagonize the action of sympathetic stimulation. So, you can see here in the figure, we have seen that nature of parasympathetic system is excitatory, which is symbolized by the plus sign. Plus means excitatory, and sympathetic system has inhibitory action, which is symbolized by negative sign. So, parasympathomimetic drugs mimic the action of parasympathetic system, means it has also excitatory nature, which is symbolized by plus sign, and parasympatholytic drugs antagonize the action of parasympathetic stimulation. So, its action will be inhibitory, which is symbolized by negative sign. Sympathomimetic drugs mimic the action of, means produce action similar to sympathetic stimulation, which is inhibitory, so negative sign. And sympatholytic drugs means which antagonize the action of sympathetic stimulation, means antagonize the action of sympathetic stimulation. Sympathetic stimulation is inhibitory, and to antagonize it means excitatory. So, sympatholytic drugs have excitatory actions. Right? You have to just remember, students, parasympathetic system is excitatory in nature and sympathetic system is inhibitory in nature. Parasympathomimetic drugs have excitatory action and parasympatholytic drugs have inhibitory action. Sympathomimetic drugs have inhibitory action and sympatholytic drugs have excitatory action. But in all these cases, the exception is heart and blood vessels. Means all of these four classes, parasympathomimetic lytic and sympathomimetic lytic, all of these four classes have opposite actions on heart and blood vessels. Means on blood pressure, heart rate, right? That is the exception, heart and blood vessels. We will see these four classes of drugs, parasympathomimetic, parasympatholytic, sympathomimetic and sympatholytic drugs in the series of drugs acting on INS through next video tutorials. Thank you.